Hello friends, welcome to Story Time. Today, we're taking a look at an exciting sci-fi movie released in 2011 called Real Steel. In a world where humans no longer fight inside the boxing ring, giant steel robots battle for fame and fortune instead. But when a struggling ex-boxer and his young son discover an old, forgotten robot hidden in a scrapyard, they uncover something no one expected. As impossible victories begin to pile up, this unlikely machine starts a journey that could change their lives forever. The movie begins with an old, battered truck rumbling down a dusty road before pulling into a rundown county fair in Texas. Behind the wheel is our main character, Charlie Kenton, a former boxer whose life has taken a hard fall. Now broke and without a steady job, he struggles to make ends meet as he travels from one county fair to the next, competing in robot fights and scraping together prize money that never seems to stay in his pocket for long. The next morning, Charlie is suddenly woken up by the sound of his phone ringing. When he answers, he realizes it's one of his debt collectors. During the conversation, he accidentally calls the collector by someone else's name, revealing that he owes money to multiple people. As the collector starts questioning him, Charlie pretends the connection is breaking up and quickly hangs up the call. He then prepares to enter his robot, Ambush, in a match at the carnival. Unlike the advanced robots seen in professional leagues, Ambush is just a second-hand machine that Charlie uses to earn quick money at local fairs and carnivals. Charlie sets up a match against a massive real-life bull that weighs nearly 10 times more than his robot. The bull's owner, a shady guy named Ricky, offers Charlie a bet of $3,000. But being reckless and overconfident, Charlie raises the stakes to $20,000, even though he doesn't have that kind of money. At first, Ambush performs surprisingly well. He's landing heavy metal punches, and the crowd is going wild. But Charlie gets cocky and starts showing off to the audience instead of paying attention to the fight. The bull suddenly charges forward, slams into Ambush, and rips one of the robot's legs clean off. Before Ambush can recover, the bull charges again and completely destroys the robot, reducing it to nothing more than a pile of scrap metal. Just like that, Charlie loses the bet and finds himself in even deeper trouble. After collecting the scraps that are left of Ambush, Charlie tries to flee the scene without paying the money he owes. As he's about to leave, he notices two men approaching him. Mistaking them for Ricky's henchmen, Charlie punches one of them in the nose. That's when he realizes they aren't there to collect his debt at all. Instead, they've come to inform him about the tragic death of his ex-girlfriend. They also tell him that he must appear in court regarding the custody of his 11-year-old son, Max, a kid he hasn't seen in years. At the courthouse, Charlie shows no interest in gaining custody of Max. There, he meets Max's wealthy Aunt Deborah and Uncle Marvin, who desperately want to adopt the boy. Charlie sees a golden opportunity and secretly strikes a shady deal with Marvin, demanding $100,000 in exchange for signing over full custody. But there's a catch. Since Marvin and Deborah are leaving for Italy for the summer, Charlie has to take care of Max for a few weeks. Marvin offers him $50,000 upfront and promises the remaining $50,000 when they return. Charlie takes Max and heads to a gym run by Bailey, the daughter of Charlie's late boxing coach. With his new cash, Charlie buys a legendary robot called Noisy Boy. The bot once fought in the big leagues, the WRB, and is controlled by voice commands. Max, who loves video games and robots, is amazed to see Noisy Boy in real life. But he's also furious with Charlie after realizing that his father has essentially sold him for cash. Charlie thinks Noisy Boy is his ticket back to the big leagues. Instead of taking the time to learn the robot's complex voice command system, he rushes into an underground illegal fight club called the Crash Palace. He signs Noisy Boy up for a match against a robot named Midas. Max begs Charlie to play it safe and stick to the basic moves, but Charlie ignores his advice. During the fight, he starts shouting commands, but Noisy Boy can't keep up with the confusing orders. Midas quickly takes control of the match, brutally beating Noisy Boy before ripping its head clean off. Just like that, Charlie's expensive new robot becomes junk and he's broke all over again. Desperate for spare parts to fix what's left of his bot, Charlie sneaks Max into a massive, muddy robot graveyard in the middle of a pouring rainstorm. As they search through the scrap metal, the mud gives way. Max slips and slides down a steep cliff. He's sliding toward a fatal drop, but at the very last second, a rusted metal hand catches his jacket. Max is dangling in the air, saved by a buried robot. Charlie pulls Max back up and hugs him tightly. That's when Max points out that there's an entire robot buried in the mud, not just a few scattered parts. Excited, he asks Charlie to help dig it out, but Charlie tells him to leave the old machine where it is, insisting that it's nothing more than worthless junk. But Max feels an instant connection to the robot. Determined to save it, he spends the entire night digging it out of the mud by himself before dragging it all the way back on a small wagon. Back at the gym, Bailey examines the robot and discovers that it is a very old, first-generation robot built to be a sparring partner. She also notices that it has a rare shadow function, which allows it to mirror every movement it sees. After cleaning the mud off the robot, Max discovers a name painted across its chest saying, Adam. Max then tells Charlie that he wants to put Adam in a fight, but Charlie laughs at the idea. However, Max refuses to back down. Determined to prove Adam's worth, he keeps pushing until Charlie finally agrees and gets them a low-level fight at a rough outdoor venue known as the zoo. In the match, Adam is set to fight a jagged, battle-worn robot. Charlie expects Adam to be destroyed within seconds. But because Adam was originally built as a sparring robot designed to absorb punishment, he manages to survive the first round despite taking a brutal beating. As the fight enters the second round, Charlie notices a weakness: his opponent has a blind spot. He immediately shouts instructions to Max, who takes control. Seizing the opportunity, Max commands Adam to attack. Adam charges forward and unleashes a devastating punch that sends his opponent crashing down. The crowd erupts with excitement, and for the first time in years, Charlie gets a taste of victory. But this small victory is only the beginning. Max realizes that since Adam is small and agile, they can make him stand out, and he starts entering him into various matches. Before every fight, Max dances in front of Adam, and because of the shadow function, Adam copies his every move. The crowd absolutely loves this dancing robot. Charlie begins teaching Max real boxing strategies, which Max then programs into Adam. Slowly, Charlie and Max start to bond and repair their broken relationship. Over time, Charlie finally becomes the father Max always wanted. Because of their massive underground popularity, Adam gets invited to the official world stage, the WRB. Their first big league fight is against a massive, state-of-the-art robot named Twin Cities. Before the match, they are approached by Farah Limkova, a wealthy businesswoman, and Takmashido, the legendary designer who created the undefeated world champion robot, Zeus. Zeus is a terrifying monster machine that destroys opponents in seconds. Farah offers to buy Adam for $200,000, just to use him as a marketing gimmick. Charlie immediately shows interest in the deal, thinking they won't even survive the first round. But Max is not interested in selling Adam and insists on keeping him, leaving everyone stunned. As Adam enters the arena, the crowd erupts in cheers, unable to believe that an old junkyard sparring robot has made it this far. Across the ring stands Twin Cities, an unstoppable monster towering over Adam, its two heads constantly scanning his every move. As the bell rings, the fight between Adam and Twin Cities begins. For a few moments, it looks like Adam is holding his own. But using its long reach and dual head vision, Twin Cities begins landing heavy combinations from every angle. Punch after punch crashes into Adam's body, forcing him backward across the ring. Every hit from Twin Cities seems to shake the entire arena. Charlie then notices something unusual. Every time Twin Cities throws a powerful punch, its right shoulder shifts slightly before the attack comes. Charlie quickly changes the strategy and waits for the opening. When Twin Cities charges again, its shoulder shifts just as before. Seeing his chance, Adam lands a crushing punch, completely changing the course of the fight. Adam unleashes a rapid combination of punches and dodges every attack. In the end, he lands a devastating right uppercut that sends Twin Cities flying off its feet, securing a spectacular victory. The crowd erupts in thunderous cheers as Max celebrates wildly. This incredible victory transforms Adam from an overlooked underdog into a true contender. Swept up in the moment, Max boldly challenges Zeus to a fight, shocking everyone in the arena. Just when they are on top of the world, something unexpected happens. Ricky, the guy Charlie owed money to from the bullfight, tracks him down in a dark parking lot with a group of thugs. They beat Charlie up right in front of Max and steal all of their prize money. Looking at Max, Charlie is overcome with guilt. He realizes that his reckless and dangerous lifestyle could get his son seriously hurt or worse. Believing it's the best thing he can do for Max, Charlie decides to send him to live with his aunt. The decision leads to a heated argument between father and son. In the end, Charlie declines the rest of the money Marvin offers and drives away. Heartbroken, Charlie returns to Bailey's gym. There, Bailey helps him realize that Max never cared about the money or the robots, he just wanted a father. The two then share a kiss, revealing their feelings for each other. Realizing his mistake, Charlie goes back for his son. He drives to his aunt's house, looks Max in the eyes, and sincerely apologizes. Then he reminds him that the challenge against Zeus is still on and that he needs his son by his side. Max forgives him, and the team is finally back together. The night of the final match finally arrives. As Adam walks toward the arena, the crowd goes crazy and cheers for him. Bailey is also there to support the team. As the match begins, Adam is knocked to the ground by Zeus with a single punch. But to everyone's surprise, he gets back on his feet and survives the first round. The two fight fiercely, and Adam proves to be the first robot capable of keeping up with Zeus for this long. By the fourth round, the fight is turned into an all-out war. But then disaster strikes. Zeus lands a devastating blow that destroys Adam's audio receivers, leaving him unable to hear a single command. With their chances of winning slipping away, Max suggests using Adam's shadow function in the final round. Charlie initially rejects the idea, but when he sees the hope in his son's eyes, he changes his mind. Charlie steps into the viewing area where Adam can see him. As the final round begins, Charlie throws beautiful, classic boxing combinations, and Adam mirrors every movement. Just when victory seems within reach, Zeus overpowers Adam and traps him in a corner, unleashing a barrage of heavy punches. Just when they think it's over, Zeus's power begins to drain from throwing so many punches. Realizing his chance, Charlie unleashes a furious combination. Adam follows with an uppercut that literally lifts the giant Zeus off his feet and slams him to the canvas. The entire stadium erupts in cheers. Zeus barely manages to get back on his feet just as the final bell rings, bringing the match to an end. With both opponents still on their feet, the fight goes to the judges' scorecards. Because Zeus landed more total hits in the early rounds, he is officially declared the winner. The crowd expresses its displeasure with the decision, and soon the entire stadium is chanting Adam's name. Adam is crowned the people's champion. Max looks up at Charlie with pure pride and admiration, and Charlie holds his son tightly, finally becoming the father Max always deserved. That marks the end of the movie. Thank you for watching.